All right, everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm hoping to get this video out. Hoping to get it finished. I have been trying to get videos put out for the past several days, but of course I've had like a brain block or something, just cannot get nothing out. So hopefully today I can get this video done and get it released here soon. But anyway, today's video, I'm giving my 6-month review on the Moto Edge Plus 2022. I was looking over the phones that I have purchased and looked, and unboxed, and I just kind of forgot about this phone. I have been using this phone. I have been testing it out with gaming for daily usage on Boost Mobile and everything else. Just kind of forgot about it. And so I decided to pull it back out, and all, and take a look at it and use it some more and everything. And this is a very solid phone. If you remember, I gave 200 bucks brand new for this phone. The only downside is it is locked to Boost Mobile. And if you want to buy the unlocked version of this phone, now this phone came out in March of last year, 2022, and this phone still sells on Amazon new for $500, brand new. And even renewed is like $449, so you might as well pay the extra money and get a brand new one. So $500 for this phone, is it worth it? That's not up to me to decide. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of phones out there that are newer that can that can rival that price, and it can offer more, offer less. I'm just kind of going by my experience with the phone and how it's treated me since I have been using it. So, just to run over a few specs here, this time my fingerprint scanner, I've had it in the case for so long that I kind of forget where it's at. It's way up high here on the phone, which is no big deal. But with the case on, it's a lot easier to find because it's pretty flush. But the display, a nice 6.7 inch Full HD 1080 by 2400 OLED display with 144 hertz refresh rate. And this thing is butter smooth, okay? I mean, it just flows right along. I mean, it has no hiccups. It has no lags. I mean, it flows along perfectly. I like kind of the stock UI here that you're getting on this Motorola phone. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I'm not the biggest fan of Motorola. Y'all know that. So, with saying that, this phone right here has been solid. Fingerprint scanners you've seen is quick, it's accurate, and there's absolutely no issue with the fingerprint scanner here on this phone. Like I said, nice large 6.7 inch display, and it makes really good for watching videos, for watching movies, getting on your Netflix, Amazon Prime, stuff like that. It just looks really good. Now, this phone is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Now, some will say, well, the 8 Gen 1 was this, it overheated a lot, it didn't get good battery life, blah, blah, so on, so on. Well, some processors run differently in some phones, okay? I've not had much of an issue with heating problems with this phone. I've not had an issue with battery just dying on this phone. Battery life has been really good. The speed has been very good. The phone does not heat up very, very hot. I guess it gets like a normal warm temperature. I'm sure if you go outside at 95 or 100 degrees and run the camera, it's going to get hot. If you go outside, put the phone into a windshield mount with the sun bearing down on it using GPS, guess what? It may turn off on you. That's just common sense and common knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. The 8 Gen 1 runs fantastic in this phone, and I've had no issues. Now, this is going to basically be, I know I've done got into this video already. This is going to basically be a spoken review. If you want to see more gameplay, if you want to see how the video, looks with it on the display, a sound test, all of that, let me know, and I will do that in a separate video here, very, very shortly. Just let me know in the comment section if that's something that you want to see. I would add it in this video here, but it'll make it just that much more longer, so I want to keep it as short as possible. and all like that. Now this phone does have 8 GB of RAM. I believe you can get it in 12 as well, but I don't know if you can. That's a little tricky. You got, if you want to know about it, research it. But this one here has 8 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. No SD card slot, but still 512 GB of storage. Now, Boost Mobile currently has this phone on sale for $149. Yeah, $149. Now, there is stipulations to all of that. Go to my.boostmobile.com and look at it, check availabilities, see what you got to do to get the phone for that price. But $149 for this phone. I'm telling you right now, you will not find a better phone for $150 than this phone. If you're wanting to change carriers, if you're already on Boost Mobile, maybe eligible for an upgrade and they give it to you for that price, awesome. But if you're looking to switch over or something like that, and you want one of the best phones for the best price, look no further than the Moto Edge Plus 2022. I can about say you won't regret buying. You won't regret buying this phone. It's a great, great phone. It does run Android version 12. Now, someone say, that's a deal breaker. We gotta have 13, 14's coming out. We got the Android 12's out of date. No, get over all of that, okay? It's on 12 right now. It is supposed to get 13. The one thing that annoys me is the security patches is just not really doing anything. I'm still on February security patch, which is unacceptable for a phone this new that costs this much. Like I say, major OS updates like Android 12, 13, 14, I care less about. Not much changes there. But security patches is where it's at. That's the important thing you need to really worry about when buying a phone. This one should be getting it, and it's not getting it. So maybe because I don't have a SIM card in here, maybe the reason why, I don't know. But it's supposed to get updated. Now, there is a ton of storage and RAM models and all like that here. I'm not going to read all that stuff off. It's just boring. If you want to, you can look it up for yourself. Now, the cameras. You got a 50 megapixel main camera back here and a 50 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Why, right? It says you can record in 8K. I will verify that right now. So if you go into video here, 4K, you got 8K, you got full HD. So if you go into full HD, pull the drop down here, you can do full HD at 60 frames per second, 8K at 30 frames per second. So you can do 8K at 30, 4K at 60, and full HD, if I can get it to work right, at 30 and 60 as well. And so you got all that good stuff there. Now for the selfie camera, if you go into video mode, you can record up to 4K, 30 frames per second, and full HD at 30 frames per second. I don't see the 60 frame per second mode here. So, it says 60 megapixel selfie camera. But I feel that that's one of the disadvantages with this phone and with any Moto phone is the cameras. They can get the build right. They can get the battery to run really well. They can get the phone to do whatever you want it to do. But its cameras seem to where that's where they drop the ball, is in the camera section. They're not bad. The cameras, they're not bad. They take good photo. But you will see more graininess. You will see a lot more noise. It just doesn't look quite. If you're used to a Samsung Galaxy S series, an iPhone, I'm not sure about their photos, but, or Pixel phones, you're going to see a major difference when you take pictures with this phone next to a Pixel. I'm telling you, it don't even compare. So the cameras is kind of where they let down a little bit. But they're not bad. If you're in really good light and if you're outside, you're going to get really good photos, really good videos. There shouldn't be no problem there whatsoever. So yeah, now it does have stereo speakers. So along with that really nice 6.7-inch 1080p OLED panel, you also have stereo speakers, which do sound pretty good. Are they the loudest I've ever heard on a phone? No. I believe that my 2020 Moto G Power would put these to shame. But it's still stereo speakers, and it's better than a single mono speaker here on the bottom. Of course, it's Type C. There is no headphone jack, unfortunately. Now going in for the battery, now this phone has a 4800 milliamp hour battery, and it says here 68 watt wired charging, but I don't think it charges 68 watt. It's more like 38 watt, I think it is. It did come with a charger in the box, and it does tell what it charges at. Maybe some versions do charge 68 watt. This one here does not. Okay, battery life is solid. Battery life is really good. Now, I do want to hit on this real fast. Like reception, really good on this phone. If you live in a rural area, you shouldn't have any problem with reception, and call quality is also really good. I've not had any problem with call quality, any muffledness, any static. It sounds good. You know, there's no problem with call quality or reception here on this phone. It does say here in the battery, I forgot to say it's in the battery, it does say 15 watt wireless charging and 5 watt reverse wireless charging. The front is made of glass, Gorilla Glass 3, has a glass back, Gorilla Glass 5, with a plastic frame and a water repellent design. So that's just my little 6 months review there. It's a really good phone. I highly recommend it. You can get it right now for a very good deal on Boost Mobile if you want to try them out. $500 for a fully unlocked model on Amazon right now. That's a little steep in my personal opinion, but hey, it's a really good phone. It's got Ready For, which is kind of like DeX, whatever it's called on Samsung. If you want to look into that more, I don't use it, so I'm not going to try to explain it. So anyway, that's all I want to say about it. Any questions you may have, leave it down below. So if it's informative, hit that like button that helps push out this video and the algorithm and everything else. And if you want to see more of a detailed, video gameplay, sound test, all that, let me know, and I'll make that happen here in the near future. So that's all I got to say right now. If you're new around here, not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, clicking that bell on for all post notifications. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.